13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
A few showers out there this morning, but as we get into the end of the week, we are going to be talking about feels like temperatures potentially below zero here in central Georgia. Everything you need to know coming up.
I think under the circumstances, it should not be a lengthy investigation.
The Baldwin County Sheriff releases body cam footage from an officer-involved shooting last week. Why the sheriff said his deputies saved the suspect's life.
And a decision today that could have you paying a higher power bill. We'll explain.
Plus, many Georgia colleges and universities are facing a decrease in enrollment. Why they think it's happening and one school's solution, all coming up.
Well, good Tuesday morning, Central Georgia. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. The time is now 6:31 a.m. here on this December the 20th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. 5 days till Christmas. I'm Wanya Reese.
And I'm Caitlin Eck, and hopefully everybody has done their shopping because this week is not a week that you want to be out and about.
Definitely. It's just going to be downright cold, Alex.
And including today, wet across central Georgia. So if you're going to be out, say, River Crossing, anywhere like that, down in Houston County, Houston Galleria, you're going to be running into some rainfall for last minute Christmas shopping. And that will include me as well, because I have some shopping to do before the weekend. 46 in Macon, 45 in Warner Robins, 43 in Cochran, 41 in Wrightsville, and 41 in Sandersville. Compare this to where we were yesterday, some 15 to 20 degrees warmer in a few spots. In fact, all across central Georgia, not in just a few spots, but also with a few showers out there. Down to the south and to the east. In fact, we're in a lull right here in central Georgia, but you can see more building in out across the Alabama state line. And there's a lot more where that's coming from. Parts of Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, all of this lifting towards central Georgia through the day today. So high temperature right around 45, on and off rain that will become steadier later on this afternoon. But if you think it is cold now, if you think it was cold, just wait until you see the end of the week. It is going to get downright frigid here in central Georgia. Santa coming to visit and bringing the North Pole along with him. I've got your forecast here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. We'll chat with you soon. This morning, we have body cam footage from the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office of a 48-year-old woman believed to be Fiesta Murphy coming at deputies with a hammer.
Now, Murphy is still in the hospital, and the two Baldwin deputies who shot her are still on leave. Sheriff Bill Massey says the woman had been an inmate at the Baldwin County Jail and released December 9th and broke into Antioch Baptist Church about 4 miles from the jail. They believe Murphy was there all week. Now, the body cam video shows deputies walking around the church sanctuary before Murphy tried attacking them with a hammer. That's when they shot at her, hitting Murphy in the leg and grazing her head. Massey says the deputies, Ernesto Lopez and Greg C., likely saved Murphy's life by immediately tending to her injuries.
I think under the circumstances, it should not be a lengthy investigation.
Well, now Sheriff Massey says the woman is expected to be released from the hospital in the next couple of days.
He says after that, they are looking for another jail where she can get some mental health treatment. This morning, we are working to learn more about a pedestrian hit and killed on Eisenhower Parkway in Macon.
The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says it happened after 11:15 last night on the 5000 block of Eisenhower. A man was hit by a truck that was going west on Eisenhower Parkway. Bibb County Deputy Coroner Lonnie Miley pronounced the man dead on the scene. Right now, the accident is still under investigation. If you have any information or saw what happened, reach out to the Bibb County Sheriff's Office. Their number is 478-751-7500. That number again for you, it's 478-751-7500. It's 6:33 in Warner Robins. The council voted to add more than 75 new license plate reading cameras to help catch criminals. The countywide initiative had previously been approved by the county's Board of Commission, the city of Perry, and the city of Centerville. The solar power cameras will be located on high crime areas and on the side of state highways throughout Houston County. They'll be up and running by next summer. Well, today the State Public Service Commission will vote on a decision that could have you paying a higher light bill. If you're a Georgia Power customer, you could pay an extra $3.60 next year. That keeps going up for 2024 and 2025, over $16 a month more than what you're paying right now. You might be wondering why, and the reason: this year was the first time there's been a rate adjustment in the last 3 years, and inflation plus the war in Ukraine means natural gas has tripled in price. Georgia Power and its partners are also still working on finishing 2 nuclear reactors south of Augusta. It's years behind schedule. In 2012, the estimated cost was $14 billion. Now it's $34 billion.
I think it's pretty awful that Georgia ratepayers are on the hook for federal levels of money. $34 billion is federal spending. It's outrageous that is what one state is paying for one power plant.
Again, the vote happens today at the commission's headquarters up in Atlanta. 6:35 on your Tuesday morning. Many higher education institutions may have noticed a pattern going on with enrollment over the past 2 years, including Georgia's university system, Caitlin.
And our morning reporter TJ Anthony is live with more details on what's happening. Good morning, TJ.
Good morning. That's right. Look, many high schoolers spend senior year picking out their four-year undergrad school, filling out college applications, and making sure they're ready to tackle on their higher education journey. But the University System of Georgia noticed a pattern that shows many students may not be taking the college route at all. Howard High School senior Malachi Woolfolk has a goal with not only college written all over it, but also science.
I don't think knowing just the surface knowledge of biology would be enough for me. I want like a really in-depth and good knowledge of what it is.
He's looking to head to the state known for its music scene in Great Smoky Mountains.
And there's this school in Nashville, Vanderbilt University, and they have so many different people, so many differing viewpoints, and so many opportunities to learn.
As for why Georgia isn't at the top of his mind,
a lot of the universities in Georgia, I feel, don't have that type of community where they strive to have as many diverse viewpoints.
And he's not the only person with their eyes set on schools or opportunities outside the University System of Georgia. For the second straight year, USG noticed an enrollment decline. They say enrollment grew by 1.2% at research universities like Georgia Tech and the University of Georgia, but declined in the three other institutional sectors. That's all according to their fall 2022 semester enrollment report. The largest percent decrease, state universities, which were down 5.7%. USG says the reason for the decrease ranged from students choosing to enter the workforce over higher education all the way to financial uncertainty and the ongoing impacts of the pandemic. Vice President for Enrollment Management for Middle Georgia State University, Stephen Schulteis, says they are working to bridge the gap through community partnerships, focus on student success, graduate programs, and their majors.
We're being real specific about our majors and where we need to add majors and where we need to promote our majors.
Woolfolk's eyes are already set on one specific prize if the stars align.
If I do get accepted and the money situation is right, then it's definitely the place I want to spend the next 4 years at.
Now, according to USG, their student community continues to actually become more diverse. Asian and Latino students grew by 7.5% and 2.7%. The number of African American and white students actually saw a decline. Caitlin and Wanye, take it away.
Very interesting. Thank you, TJ. Georgia Tech, Augusta University, Gordon State College, and several other schools within USG saw enrollment growth.
We looked at enrollment at Central Georgia's 3 public universities, and all 3 have lost hundreds of students over the past 2 years. Fort Valley State's enrollment has dropped by about 200 people, more than 7%. Georgia College and State University by more than 500, about 8%. And Middle Georgia State and University lost more than 700 students, nearly 8.5%. All 3 are losing students faster than the university system overall.
Well, 6:38 with temperatures expected to drop by the end of the week. Some church leaders in Warner Robins want to make sure people have a place to stay warm.
But it becomes critical when the temperature drops below freezing, and particularly when it starts approaching 20 or below. We know that at that point, hypothermia becomes an issue, and to be able to bring them in.
The Table at First Christian Church will open its doors as a warming shelter on Thursday. You can find the church on North Houston Avenue. That's near the intersection with Watson Boulevard. They'll be open Thursday afternoon at 4 and stay open around the clock until Monday at 4 o'clock. If temperatures stay low, the warming center may stay open for longer.
In Bibb County, there's a few shelters available for those that need it as well. According to the United Way, there are additional warming beds now open at the Salvation Army on Broadway. Other shelters include Brookdale Resource Center on Brookdale Avenue, Daybreak on Walnut Street, and the Rescue Mission of Middle Georgia. The United Way says these shelters are always looking for help, so if you can, they encourage you to volunteer or donate useful items this holiday season. Well, the time is now 6:39 a.m. here on your Tuesday morning. We've been talking about it all morning. You want to make sure that you have a plan, make sure that your car is ready, because this is just the cold weather that you don't want to play with.
Right, and if you don't have to be outside and going to somewhere, don't stay inside.
Yes, and it's not going to be just us here in Central Georgia. It's all across the nation that is going to be in store for a cold end of the week and a cold Christmas. Let's take a live look across downtown this morning. We're not quite that cold yet, 46 in Macon right now. And as we head through the day today, we are going to be looking looking at temperatures not warming up all that much more. 45 in Warner Robins, 44 in Perry, 50 in Thomaston, 49 in Forsyth this morning. As we head down towards the south, some more 40s in there as well. 43 in Cochrane, 39 in Eastman, and 45 in Dublin. And across the southeast, I mean, all things considered, we're not that cold. 39 in Atlanta, 40 in Athens, 40 in Blairsville. This map is going to look much different when we check it out Friday morning. We have seen a few showers this morning down to the south as well. Also a few up towards the north, more building in from the west. That will be the case as we roll through the day today. Showers entering from the west, becoming a steadier rain as we head into the afternoon hours. And as we get later into the day, the rain will begin to relent. So here we are at about 5 p.m. a very cold rain across central Georgia. 10, 11 o'clock tonight, that will work its way off to the east, waking up to partly to mostly cloudy skies tomorrow morning. Still cool, but not as cold as we're going to get across central Georgia. Once we get into tomorrow afternoon, a few peaks of sunshine. And tomorrow afternoon, this is going to be the warmest we will be for quite a while here in central Georgia, because the writing's on the wall for changes beginning Thursday morning. Temperatures low 40s, not that bad, right? A few showers as we roll through the afternoon hours. There we are at about 8 p.m. And then here comes the cold behind that. So first wave of rain initially from the south. Yes, this is some wintry precip back into Alabama, Mississippi. Could we get clipped by this? Very briefly, yes. Am I concerned about any impact at all? Absolutely not. The story for us is going to be the cold temperatures across central Georgia. Play this forward into Friday at 5 a.m. Again, maybe a brief changeover, but not concerned about it. You're up in northern Georgia, maybe a different story up there. But for us here in central Georgia, not concerned about it. And then we are dry all the way through Christmas Eve, all the way through Christmas. This is Christmas afternoon here at 5 p.m. Let's check out the temperatures now as we play this forward to Thursday at about 7 p.m. Let's play a game of Find the Cold Front. In case you missed it, it is right there. A very sharp gradient coming its way through. Here we are at 3 a.m. Now look at the temperature gradient here. 45 in Macon, 26 in Birmingham, 0 in Memphis Friday at 3 a.m. Feels like negative 14 at this time. Feels like 15 in Birmingham. Feels like 55 here in Macon. Cold front comes through. Here we are at the noon hour. A temperature of 20 degrees here in Macon. A temperature of 5 whole degrees in Atlanta. Feels like negative 4. Negative 9 in Chattanooga. Feels like that. And meanwhile, you work your way back out towards Wilmington. They're just now getting the cold front there. So Saturday at 10 a.m. This is Christmas Eve morning. 10 whole degrees in Atlanta. Feels like 1. Feels like 0 in Chattanooga. It's going to be very cold this Christmas Eve and this Christmas Day. High temperatures of 32 on Christmas Eve and a high temperature of 37 on Christmas Day. In fact, on Christmas Eve, that 32 could be the coldest high temperature we have ever seen on Christmas Eve. 45 for today, on and off rain. That will become steadier this afternoon. As for tonight, 37. Still cloudy out there, but the rain will be coming to an end. Here's your Christmas forecast, going with 32 as the high on Christmas Eve, 37 the high on Christmas Day. But again, those numbers are a little deceiving, including low temperatures, because it is going to feel even colder than that with the wind chills.